Welcome to another edition of Ask PK. Pastor Keith, can Christians be demonized?
Short answer is yes, and I'll explain here. I think in modern days, people are confused with a mental health issue with demonization. And although many times there are overlaps, but there are two distinctive areas. And of course, the people with mental health issue are more vulnerable to spiritual influence, just like they are more attracted to drugs and hallucinogens and things like that. There is a confusion because they don't understand what demons are. Through biblically, demons are fallen angels. They are emissaries of Satan, basically, and they do influence everybody. In fact, First John talks about the whole world sways under the evil one. That means it's under the influence. And Paul talks about, a god of this age or the god of the air and so on and so forth is powerful influence over the people. So in Greek is a daimotomai, which means demonized. Unfortunately, English Bible, some older versions use the word possessed. Demons never possess human being. It cannot. It just the whole world is the Lord's and all that contains in it, as the psalmist said. So what demons do is influence. And in fact, the most common expression in New Testament for demonization is that person having the evil spirit rather than evil spirit having that person. So yes, there is something called demonization, the influence of demon on a person. So most Christians have a difficult time understanding this because they are thinking in space terms. If the Holy Spirit is in the believer, where is a room for the demons to be? First of all, the Spirit does not take up space, so we should not think in spatial terms. That's where a lot of people get tripped up and things like that. So the whole world, God is everywhere. Well, where does it leave the room for demons? That the same question could be asked in that way as well. So it's not spatial term, but demons do influence people, particularly believers, and I'll tell you why. But first of all, Jesus even taught us to pray against that in Lord's Prayer, what is commonly called as Lord's Prayer. Deliver us from evil. This evil in Greek is not is abstract evil, but personal evil. In fact, NIV Bible study, a study Bible talks about evil one, and deliver us from the evil one, a personal evil, Satan. So even Jesus taught us about this, and other places like Peter and James and talk about resisting the evil one. And these are all written to Christians. This is not written to non-believers. Why is it so? Because the whole world is under the domain of the evil one. So non-believers are under their domain to begin with. And there are many people are demonized as unbelievers. Yes. At the same time, the real battlefield is in the minds of believers, that they may not live out kingdom values or their destiny, so that it will entangle and distract and limit their understanding of who God is, or even desire to come near Him. That's why it's in the mind of believer, because what they believe and that they'll enact what they believe. And so that's where most of the battle is. So can Christians be demonized? Yes, they can. And in fact, if real battles are taking place in believers' mind, and that could include wrong theology, heretical teaching, as well as other areas of our lives. They are very contentious right now, even within our churches and things like that. So yes, the answer is yes, they can.
Okay, thank you very much, Pastor Keith. Join us next time for another edition of Ask Pastor Keith.